One of my favourite things about this channel and the community that I've built alongside it is we get to share and enjoy every momentous occasion. It's not only important for me, but it's also important for everybody that supported me over the 4 to 5 years. And have I got something super exciting to share with you today? Now, without getting too far into the feels, I really believe that if you truly trust and believe that you can achieve something, you can pretty much achieve anything. For instance, a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at my diary from the previous year of goals and aspirations for 2024, and on there was to work with a high-performance luxury manufacturer, something that I haven't had the chance to do just yet. And then I get a phone call from Ferrari. Would you like to come to Maranello, the home of Ferrari, to test drive some very special cars on track and on road? And of course, I'm standing here today, so you very much know my answer. That took no hesitation whatsoever. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a small glimpse of me driving on track, although it's very wet, so it will be a very small glimpse, but we're going to be focusing on this car, the beautiful Ferrari 296 GTB. This is their hybrid sports car, and in today's video, I'll tell you as much as I can about this lovely Ferrari, and also you're going to see my experience of driving one of these cars for the first time. So if that sounds good, then please keep watching, and if you like new car reviews and car content, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And it goes without saying, I would not be standing here today if it wasn't for all of your love and support, and I really do appreciate how every small and massive milestone that I achieve, you guys are right there behind me. So honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. But let's take a look round this beautiful 296.
It boasts a striking exterior that combines both power and elegance. It clearly draws inspiration from the classic 1963 250 LM, specifically the rear haunches. Its aerodynamic lines and sculpted body give it an aggressive stance, while sharp LED headlamps and an expansive grille enhance both looks and airflow. The active aerodynamic system, including a small rear wing, optimises downforce and stability, generating up to 360 kilograms of downforce at 155 miles per hour. The design cleverly minimises clutter, using features like a T-tray in the front splitter to create vortexes to improve grip.
Next up, let's talk about what's powering the 296 GTB. And this car, with a select few other Ferraris, sit in a new generation for the brand, a slightly controversial generation. I'm talking about electrification. This car is a hybrid, and whether you agree or disagree with electrification for Ferrari, it certainly has its benefits. You see, Ferrari has always been known for its raucous, loud engine and high performance, and the brand haven't turned their back on that. You still get a fantastic engine note from that engine. But together with the electric motors and battery, you also get a new string to the bow of the 296 GTB. You see, this car can not only be ripped open when it comes to the open road, but when you want to pick the kids up from school, or in this case, pick kid up from school, or you want to go unnoticed around the beautiful, quiet city streets, then you can put this car in fully electric mode for up to 25 kilometres, giving you a fantastic combination, the best of both worlds. But when you want those to come together, the raucous petrol engine and also the hybrid technology, together you get instant torque and instant acceleration, as well as that engine note that Ferrari is so well known for. And whilst I give you a bit more information about the engine which is fitted to this car, I think it's about time we got it out on the road.
The 296 GTB features a 2.9-litre turbocharged V6 engine, a shift from the traditional V8 that's found in Ferrari models. It's the first turbo V6 outside of racing and includes a plug-in hybrid system for 15 miles of electric-only driving. The electric motor boasts a total output of 830 horsepower, nearly double that of the F40, while the V6 itself is 30 kilograms lighter than the F8's V8, although the hybrid system adds 130 kilograms, with 73 kilograms coming from the battery. The battery is positioned low behind the driver and consists of 80 laser welded cells. The system has a total capacity of 7.4 kilowatt hours, with 6 kilowatt hours usable. The dual motor rotor adds only 54mm to the overall length of the power unit.
Whilst I would like to believe that all of my experience of driving different cars means that I can jump into pretty much any car and instantly know how to drive it, that isn't the case when it comes to Ferrari. Modern Ferraris are very technical in the way that they're set out. Very technical, but not confusing once you know what you're doing. Everything has been thought out. Everything that you need, all the controls for the car are all at your fingertips on the steering wheel. So there's no playing around with separate screens. It's all about engagement and staying at the wheel. But let me quickly run through the controls of this steering wheel because it takes some time getting used to.
Everything, including the indicators, can be found on the wheel. The start button is located in the centre. Turning on the ignition reveals a series of haptic buttons. These control the drive modes. On the right-hand side, sliding your thumb across this touch panel will navigate through various settings using the digital dashboard.
It's funny how haptic buttons in other mainstream cars are such a negatively perceived bit of technology because a lot of people think, well, why should I have haptic buttons when I could just have physical buttons? But for in this instance, in this car, the steering wheel has so many functions on it. If they were all buttons, it would be way too crowded. So by fitting these multifunctional haptic buttons, it completely changes the ability of this steering wheel and you can use it in so many different ways. And at first it is overwhelming, but I can't believe how quickly you get used to it. What they've also done is they've made it so you can't accidentally press these buttons. So when you're driving, and you're not touching any buttons, everything is delit as such. And then as soon as you give it a little bit of a tap, it wakes the steering wheel back up. And then with that tap, you could start to use your haptic buttons. It's a very clever way of having haptic buttons, but not making it so they're difficult to use. Now I know many of you who have watched this channel for a while will know this isn't my usual content. And paired together with a very expensive, very powerful car in Italy on the other side of the road, I probably won't do too much talking whilst driving. I'll keep that to voiceover so that I can really condense all of my thoughts into what I actually think about this car. But what I will say is it's not half as scary as I expected it to be. With all of the different driving modes, you can have some real confidence in this car, which is certainly a nice feeling for me.
In everyday use, the 926 quickly builds up speed with ease. While many modern cars can do this, they often disconnect the driver from the experience. The 296 GTB, however, remains simple and engaging to drive. In the age of hybrids, where technology can feel complicated, the 296 stands out. It combines traditional petrol power with electric energy seamlessly. You won't even notice any bumps in performance when switching between the two power sources. Ferrari has really excelled with this hybrid. While the SF90's all-wheel drive can make things feel uncertain, the 296 GTB is straightforward and reliable. The electric motor plays a significant role, allowing for smooth, quiet driving in city traffic. Next, let's hit the track. Switching the traction control off unleashes its true potential. The car becomes more lively, with the tail sliding in and out of corners, while still manageable. My face says it all, that whilst this car can slide, you always have a confidence in it. It reminds you that with 830 horsepower, this car is incredibly fast, hitting 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds, and 0 to 124 miles per hour in 7.3 seconds. It delivers thrilling acceleration and grip, making it feel both exciting and controllable. It encourages the driver to push their limits, creating a rush of adrenaline. The brakes are impressive, using a brake-by-wire system that allows for individual wheel braking. Improving stability during turns. Ferrari claims that this cuts the stopping distance from 124 miles per hour by 9%. The car handles braking smoothly without nosediving, giving it a balanced feel.
An absolutely incredible statistic has stuck in my mind from today. 90% of Ferraris since their production are still on the road. That to me is incredible, and I'm pretty sure they must be the only brand within the automotive industry which have such a high percentage of their cars still on the road. But that's a testament to how their owners and how Ferrari look after their cars. That's one of the reasons why I was invited to Maranello, was to talk about their used approved programme with Ferrari, and it's pretty incredible. Every single car up to 15 years old and beyond go in for testing. A 201 check, which checks everything, including the exterior, the interior, and makes sure every piece of spec is exactly as it comes out of the factory. If it's not, they put it right, and then it goes back onto resale. So pretty much every car, bar of course a tiny bit of love, comes out of the dealerships exactly as it did new, which I think is incredible, and it really goes to show why so many people are encouraged to keep their cars on the road. Wow, what a car and what an experience. I have to give a huge thanks to Ferrari for inviting me out to Italy and trusting in my content and sharing their cars with me. It's been so brilliant to experience what true Ferrari owners go through and to spend some extended time with the 296 GTB. And I'd love to know all your thoughts and feelings on this car, especially as probably not this kind of supercar watchers. So if you have enjoyed it, please let me know. Go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this and still on my usual everyday cars, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. And of course, before I go, I have to say one last huge thanks to everybody that's watching and supported me. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. So this is an achievement for the both of us. Thank you, and until next time, see you later.